I fell to the ground, and I think everybody was like, is this part of the routine? And I'm like, no, like someone come up and help me because I can't stand up. To the idiots that probably thought that I was hurt for the Olympia, that sorry, ain't gonna get off that easy.
A bodybuilding lifestyle can be a life-changing element in an individual's life. Some use it to improve their physique and gain confidence, but sometimes confidence can fail you. In this video, you will witness some top bodybuilders come crashing down, quite literally. Number 5. Paul Dillard's infamous collapse. It's rare, but there are occasional moments during a bodybuilding competition where a pro athlete collapses on stage. This can be for a variety of reasons, most commonly due to dehydration. Most of these competitors are completely dried out and posing under hot lights. It can cause a momentary blackout, but there are other reasons why this occurs as well. In the case of Paul Dillard, it was a near-fatal experience. It was the 1994 Arnold Classic where Dillard collapsed on stage. At the time, it was downplayed. Perhaps it was just due to dehydration, but later on, he opened up to what actually happened. Paul Dillard details that it was a chemical imbalance that led to his collapse. He literally seized up from the neck down. This, of course, included his heart. He had to be rushed to the hospital where he later found out that his heart stopped for 1 minute. He was legally dead during that time before recovering. Paul Dillard doesn't go into details as to why he had the imbalance that led to his collapse. He also refused to drop the name of the coach that put him in that program. This is because ultimately he takes full responsibility. He was a grown-ass man that made his own decisions to listen to some gurus. He made a wrong call on who to trust, and it nearly ended his life. Number 4. The Dallas McCarver collapse. Dallas McCarver, a favorite going into the Arnold Classic Australia, collapsed on stage during prejudging. Dallas competed at the New Zealand Pro where he placed second to Brandon Curry, an incredible athlete who nailed his conditioning again in Australia. Dallas McCarver dropped out of the finals for the Arnold Classic Australia after collapsing during the prejudging. Dallas has since confirmed that he is suffering from an upper respiratory infection, so it looks like he will be off the stage until he can recover and get himself back to full health. People choose to use bodybuilding as mental therapy to get through their day, and some are simply just addicted to the feeling of gaining tremendous strength. Professional bodybuilding requires time, patience, and discipline, but it also requires putting the body through enormous abuse. The stage-ready body needs weight, water, and carb cutting that can certainly take its toll on individuals after a while. The truth of the matter is that it's responsible for many of the ailments bodybuilders suffer. Number 3. Heath gets muscle cramp. Health and safety concerns abound, especially for those serious enough to be competing at a professional level. Heath got a crazy muscle cramp when he was guest posing on stage. He fell in pain and could not stand up. Phil explains that fans were doubtful if this was really a part of his routine, which it was certainly not. He immediately grabs his leg in pain due to the massive cramps he's experiencing. Can you even imagine what muscle cramps would feel like when you're one of the most jacked guys on the planet? People that don't have massive legs already know how much cramps can hurt after a regular workout. Now imagine experiencing cramps after one of Heath's insane gym sessions. He said that he thought people were thinking this was part of his routine, but he really just wanted someone to come over and help him. His back and thighs were knotted up. You've probably gotten muscle cramps, and it is probably one of the worst pains ever. Bodybuilders stepping on stage have extremely limited water in their system, making them vulnerable to muscle cramps caused by dehydration. And cramping on stage is a very common problem that can lead a bodybuilder to collapse. Another very common cause of on-stage cramping is low sodium and low blood sugar. When bodybuilders cut down on carbs, their intake of sugar or glucose is also greatly reduced. When you have low blood sugar, your blood pressure drops and less blood flows to the brain. Your brain then causes you to faint in response because it no longer has enough blood to sustain vital functions. This is another common reason that bodybuilders pass out or fall down on stage.
I fell to the ground, and I think everybody was like, is this part of the routine? And I'm like, no, like someone come up and help me because I can't stand up. Like my whole back was knotted up and my thighs and calves. It was just like really bad. It was really scary actually.
All right, now another medical professional. We've got an EMT here.
I knew that I was cramping up, and I sipped on some Pedialyte and stuff like that. And I came back out because I wanted to prove to the fans in Colorado that I was okay. To the idiots that probably thought that I was hurt for the Olympia, that sorry, ain't gonna get off that easy.
Number 2. Mike O'Hearn suffers a mishap. One of the most recognizable faces in bodybuilding, Mike O'Hearn has been in incredible shape for over 3 decades. Ever since picking up bodybuilding at a young age, Mike O'Hearn has prided himself on being a natural lifter with a dedication to building up his physique. Mike O'Hearn has gained popularity with appearances in film and television, playing Titan in the revival of American Gladiators, as well as fitness modeling. This popularity in both the fitness and television market has led to many profitable guest posing appearances over the years, one of them being at the NPC Northwest Championship, which took place in Washington State. O'Hearn cut an impressive figure on stage at the bodybuilding show. However, the event wasn't without controversy. During his guest posing appearance, he had a mishap that led to the popular bodybuilding personality falling off the stage. In regards to the fall, O'Hearn said, "I did fall off the stage, I didn't see the edge. I did instantly get up and continue my performance. Quite embarrassing, but life is great, and that it will knock you down, always keep you humble. I can appreciate the little things, the show must go on, some bumps and bruises, but I'll be fine." We were truly glad to hear that Mike O'Hearn wasn't injured and remains in good spirits. Number 1. Sifiso Thabit's fatal fall. A South African bodybuilding champion passed away from horrific injuries after an attempted backflip during a competition went badly wrong. Sifiso Lungelo Thabit broke his neck after landing on his head. Worried officials raced toward the former junior world champion when he remained motionless on the mat. In a video posted online, the South African bodybuilder is seen entering a gymnasium and whipping up the watching crowd by flexing his muscles. Thabit can be seen flexing his muscles while the announcer tells the crowd about his achievements. Dressed only in a black Speedo and socks, he walks on stage and attempts to do what looks like a backward somersault while the crowd cheers him on. The 23-year-old competitor then runs onto a gym mat and jumps in the air to attempt a backflip. However, his body failed to gain enough momentum to rotate, and he landed on the back of his head. He somehow lands headfirst and collapses. After a few seconds, a group of men try to help him when they realize that he isn't getting up. His body then rolled over and he laid motionless on the mat before several people rushed to help at the event. According to Bodybuilding South Africa, Sifiso had a signature backflip he liked to perform on stage. The organization's executive president Wayne Price said, "We suspect because he was wearing socks this time that he slipped or didn't get enough momentum and landed horribly on his head." South African bodybuilding magazine Muscle Evolution wrote of the champion, "The bodybuilding community was shocked and saddened by the tragic news of the death of Sifiso, a bodybuilder from Umlazi in KwaZulu-Natal, at the weekend. He was tipped for a bright future, having been a former IFBB junior world champion in the up to 75 kg category." That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you another time.